my name is Maryi Playground. I have been teaching entrepreneurship for about 15 years. And I started in middle school projects about entrepreneurship in Colombia. And now I'm teaching in Universidad de La Salle in Bogotá. So I met Inge through the program Apps.co. And then when I saw that she developed this game, this serious game, is something that I needed and I wanted to apply in my classes. I took the program that Inge gave us to explain the dynamic of the game, and then I applied it in my courses. I give 2 courses from first semester to the last one. So I had different groups in about a year. And I can say Playground for Entrepreneurs is it offers some valuable insights of impact for developing entrepreneurial skills from this observation, because the beginning was something more experiential, if one can say. This was so aligned with my objectives to give benefits for entrepreneurs. Maybe many of them doesn't even want to be really entrepreneurs at some point in their lives, but I wanted to develop certain skills. I found this game can improve collaboration and teamwork at some point, and is naturally encourage participants from the beginning. I think one can take a shoot of the students first before the game, and a picture after the game, and that encourage the collaboration. It's a safe zone for them to talk, to express some kind of difficulties or goals in their projects. Increases the openness and creativity because they're talking, they're interacting, and it doesn't matter if they are on place or if they are online, because I did it in the 2 experiences. I made the game online too, and the experience, if you carry out in a proper way, if you tell them this game is about this, you can obtain excellent results even online or in the classroom. Now, improves problem solving skills because they have another points of view, and they can resolve the situations that could engage the project. Develop resilience and adaptability, communication skills, and it's of course a real world application. So I think the benefits are still too much, and we are going to go deeper in this game and maybe in research about the benefits before and after. But the serious games open big possibilities for teaching entrepreneurship, and thank you, Inge, for the invitation.
Can you mention an example of one of the insights that your students came to through the Playground for Entrepreneurs?
Yes, well, my students were struggling with the value proposition, for instance. And there was a group that they thought they had a very small project. They want something big. They want something technological or something like that. But in Colombia, maybe it's not the first step. And the point is that always the Lean Startup and all this theory, when you see it, is go start with something small and let's prove it, let's test it, and let's improve all the time. But the things they see is, oh, I want to be the next Uber. I don't know. I want to be the next technological company. They had a very interesting food project, but they thought it was simple at some point. And the partners started to say, no, look, you can do this, colors in the different colors in the food, different, you can make a game for the food for kids. You can improve all this stuff about the value proposition. That is just one example of the many that I had in my classes. So this open situation where you are hearing your partners, even if they are not in the same project, is very important because they give you ideas. They are your primary, maybe customers, but your primary partners, the first group that listens to you. So this is really a good example. And I work this with the students that haven't seen these entrepreneurship things before, or if they saw it, was in the middle school. It was good to introduce these kind of concepts.
Great. How would you say your results or your process was different than like a more traditional lean startup type of approach?
Well, if you ask me to measure it, or if the audience think, okay, how do you measure that? I don't have measure yet, but I can say if I observe the progress of my students, I can say they are more open-minded, if one can say. That is one of the results, is more qualitative. I see them time after the course even, and they develop these skills. That is really important for me and for the entrepreneurial mindset. It's a skill that maybe you don't develop or you don't see it in sight, but it works for many other aspects in your life. So they are more open, they work in teams. It's not difficult for them to integrate different skills or knowledge. So I see that as a result right now. Maybe that will change, or maybe I will have the tools to measure it after that. But in the moment, is more qualitative.
My name is Joshua Pivot. I facilitate. I lead the country office for a Voda Group, Uganda. I facilitate marketing, marketing and sales, but also ideation. The entrepreneurs at Avoda are at around 3 or 4 stages. There are those who are really, really inspired, and they're just saying, you know what, I hope that through the process of learning, I can be able to get ideas and get a business idea that I can be able to make something of. And then there are those who have been in the business for 2 to 3 years, and they have realized that, you know what, their inspiration is starting to wear off, and they've realized I need something better. I need sustaining power, sustaining strength. And then there are those who have been in the business for a while, but they realize that they do not have the right systems. They are stagnant. They need a kickstart, so to say, They need something to jumpstart them. Yeah, so about 3 to 4 categories. And then the last group are just people who are attending they are more intrapreneurs. They're attending the program because of their organizations, and their organizations want them to start something within the company, within their organization, something new, or redirect a process, or start a startup for their organization. So those 4 groups are usually in our entrepreneurship program. And when it reaches the ideation part, that's when we take them out to actually see real life businesses, so that if they don't have any business ideas, they can be inspired by local business cases, local business ideas. Because again, they fall into the same trap, right? They're looking at Silicon Valley and they're saying, I need to be the next Zuckerberg or something. I need to be the next someone. But we take them in the field so that they can be able to see real life business cases in this context that are successful. So and then during some of the class sessions, we invite both entrepreneurs who have succeeded and those who have failed, and those who are actually succeeding. I think Inge was actually part of this conversation, so that they get to hear what it takes to succeed, to fail, and so on and so on. But one of the things we did during the ideation course is that, it's usually a heavy day, because after moving to about 2 to 3 businesses, no one wants to hear a lecture again about ideation. So that's where the Playground for Entrepreneurs tool is very, very important. And that's where we did it. After one of those hard days, we're like, we're actually going to have class, but it's going to be a different kind of class. You guys are going to lead the class. No one is going to be up here facilitating. You guys are going to lead the class. And so, at the beginning, because everyone was tired and it was evening, everyone was kind of gloomy, and it was moody, until people started asking themselves questions, until the game started. And then it became lively and fun. Typically, some of the questions, if an instructor asked them, it would never be clear. The entrepreneur would stutter, and the entrepreneur would feel like, the instructor, entrepreneur side, it's kind of judgmental, like, why would you want to know that details? But when a peer is asking the question, when it's a game, when it's asked in a relaxed environment, when it's fun, it's easier to poke into people's ideas and even challenge those ideas, because they're confronted by people whom they know. Oh, so and so is hustling, so they're not asking from a critical point of view. So and so is also starting, they're not asking from a critical point of view. I'm going to ask them back, which sets a different tone when they're talking to the instructor. You should understand, in the African culture, the instructor is a know-it-all person. They're the ones supposed to teach. And the entrepreneur shouldn't give feedback. But this breaks down that structure. The game breaks down that structure, and it creates a place where there are peers. Even if the instructor is there and playing, it creates a place where there are peers and where everyone can ask and respond to a question. And that's fun. That's fun. So at the end of the session, everyone was relaxed and chilled out. The questions actually continued to the elevator. Some of the ones who are taking the stairs were still discussing the questions. They were still challenging themselves, and it continued. Even when the game wasn't there, the questions were there, and it continued for a few more days. Now, the next day they were going to another ideation trip. They went with the questions in mind. They went with they could ask the business leaders and the business owners more targeted questions and the questions they were asking themselves. So it was fun. The Playground for Entrepreneur tool is an amazing tool.